Yeah, hi. Thank you so much for having me on this interview. My name is Grace Jansen, and I'm a developer advocate at IBM based in the UK. And I actually won the Young Businesswoman of the Year award, which is very exciting.
Could you provide an overview of your career journey that ultimately led to you becoming a developer advocate at IBM, along with a brief description and history of your role there?
Yeah, of course. I've had a bit of a weird and wonderful route into technology. So I actually did a degree in biology before joining IBM. So my knowledge of fish and tropical reef systems isn't always that useful in Java. But I like to think that I bring a varied perspective, and one that's sort of, needed outside of just comp sci sort of viewpoint in the technology industry. So I ended up joining IBM after doing some programming in biology, so simulating biological systems using Python and R. I then joined IBM straight into their Java area in software development, looking at application runtimes and Java and JVMs and all this great stuff. And I became a developer advocate, which now means that I do a great variety of different things. So building demo applications, creating blogs and tutorials, and presenting at conferences a lot of the time. So I get to do a lot of different things, and I love the varied perspective that brings.
Challenges have you faced as developer advocate at IBM, and what advice would you give someone who's maybe looking to get into the tech sector themselves?
Yeah, so one big challenge that I faced coming in, from the background I had, which was not particularly technical, jumping into the realm of Java, and as a developer advocate, trying to help other people use Java and use our open source products and technologies, was quite daunting when I realized that the language is older than I am. That was quite a daunting prospect, thinking, people have been coding in this longer than I've been alive. But I think for me, it was about being able to sort of focus down on understanding and accepting the feeling of, well, I can't know everything. It's about focusing down on what I need to know, what's going to be helpful in my job to be able to help other people. And it was that focus that really allowed me to be able to focus on the new innovative technologies within Java, help developers utilize that rather than focusing on the huge world of Java that I maybe don't know about yet. So I'd say for anyone entering the technology industry, please don't feel overwhelmed or imposter syndrome. We all feel that at some point or another. It's about focusing down on, okay, what are you interested in? What's going to help you in your job? Focus down and make it bite-sized. So really chunk out the areas that you want to learn about, focus on those, get to know them, get that experience, and then move on to the next one. Don't feel overwhelmed by sort of the vast array of stuff you could learn in the technology industry. Just focus down on what you need.
What would you attribute as the main reason for that success, would you say?
I think persistence. If I'm honest, it can be daunting. It can be intimidating, especially when you're the one asking what other people might call silly or stupid questions. What's a container? What does object-oriented mean? These sort of questions that a lot of people take for granted in terms of their understanding and knowledge of it. I think through persistence, I was able to sort of, after there were setbacks and failures and I didn't quite, maybe I didn't get into a conference, for example, or I wasn't accepted to speak, or, I didn't quite answer a question that someone asked me in the best possible way. And it was, bouncing back from that, being able to bounce back and say, that's okay. I don't know everything all the time, all at once, but it's about, learning from those, persisting in continuing my education, continuing to try and develop my career, my eminence externally, which has really helped me to be successful in this role, and to continue, with this curiosity of the technology landscape that we work in that seems to be constantly changing all the time.
I know it's only recently since you won the award. I think it's only been a month since it's been announced. But since winning that award, how has that affected yourself, both at work and outside of work?
It's been actually really great in terms of my network. So being able to publicize that I've achieved this title, that I've been recognized for the work that I've done, has not just helped externally, but also internally. So, I work for a company that is pretty large, I think you'd agree. It covers a lot of different countries and a lot of different places and a lot of work and technologies. But the nice thing is, by being able to publicize this, actually, I've had people, even within IBM, approach me to say, hey, we saw you got this award. We'd love to be able to work with you on this client doing X, Y, and Z. we'd love for you to get involved in this piece of work. So it's really opened doors for me personally to be able to explore different areas of the business, different products we work on, to work specifically with clients as well. And these are opportunities that I've not had before. So it's really exciting to be able to expand sort of the responsibilities I have and to explore these new elements and areas that might enable me to progress my career maybe in those directions. So it's been honestly fantastic.
And
Thanks.
As an award winner, would you recommend Business Awards UK to other businesses?
Yes, 100%. I think a lot of people are either worried or nervous or anxious about the fact that, they don't necessarily think what they've done is worthy of recognition, or maybe they don't think that they live up to the standards that are set by awards like this. But actually, if you don't put yourself forward, you never know. And awards like this can really, as I say, open doors, enable you to reach new heights that you didn't necessarily know you could. And I would say that it's definitely worth trying to apply to these awards to see if you can get the recognition that you probably deserve, you just might not know about. So I definitely say there's a lot of different categories. Make sure you're picking the right category. Make sure you're looking at the criteria and really trying to answer what they're looking for in the application form. But I would definitely say worth applying. Check it out next year when it opens again.
Start of the year, it's a brand new year, 2024. I know we're into the second month, but it's still new to, I think, a lot of people. What is the next big step for yourself, would you say, Grace, for this year? What have you got planned?
So I'm trying to build off. So last year, I actually finished my MBA, where I learned a lot of interesting skills. I did that part-time as an apprentice. So it's really interesting to be able to do that in a hands-on manner. And then on top of this award, really trying to understand more in terms of the business element, because I've been in sort of the software engineering world, which can sometimes be a little bit isolated from, say, the business element behind businesses. So I would like to be able to get more involved in client interactions. Like I said, it's opened up doors for me to be able to do that. So I'm really excited to get more involved in things like our sales teams, product management, to be able to sort of really get customer experience and client interactions, to be able to build upon the technical knowledge I have and understand how best I can help customers and clients with their current offerings and applications. So I'm super excited to explore that part of kind of the technology industry.
Yeah, it sounds like you've got a very, very busy year planned ahead, and I look forward to seeing your kind of results. And if people want to go find you, Grace, if they want to chat to you, where can they find you?
Yep. They can find me on LinkedIn. So Grace, the dash sign, and then Jansen. Otherwise, you can find me on Twitter and X as well.
Brilliant. We'll make sure to link that into the description. Thank you so much for joining us today, Grace.
Perfect. Thank you for having me. It's been great to be here.